Did you ever have it spring quite that free?
Sometimes it does, but you're like, it'll never happen in the game. But it was pretty exciting to see Homer just take it like that, and he was so kind to slow down a little bit so I can get out in front of him a little bit. But yeah, it was. You don't envision it working that well, but it's always great to see.
You guys obviously don't get a lot of chance to do those plays. When you see the look you want, you realize it's kind of just how exciting is that for everybody that you realize you're going to pull that off?
It's more pure panic, but I was excited to see it actually worked. You talk about doing it, and weeks go by, and it kind of the look never arises, and then we were like, all right, we're going to call it, and then you don't really know till you get out there, and then Homer called it. Of course, he's going to call it because he gets the ball, but it worked great, and doing something like that to spark the team is what we look for on special teams.
You had the nice block on Adrian's touchdown run. Can you take us through that play?
Yeah, he is probably wondering who I was because I haven't actually got to meet him yet. And I went over, I think, for one play of walkthrough on offense, and he kind of looked at me, and I didn't get a chance. I didn't want to introduce myself. But I was just glad to kind of help out any way I could to get him in the end zone because I think he passed somebody for touchdown runs, which was awesome because I'm really old and he's even older. So I remember watching him when I was in college, high school, all that. And, some guys were in elementary school watching him in the pros. So a legend like that, you have a little extra juice for to try to get him in the end zone.
So you're just doing defensive meetings at this point, right? So is that why you hadn't met him yet?
Yeah, mostly. I mean, we got most of the offensive install early in camp. So luckily I'm able to kind of go over when they need me. But yeah, it was fun to get that play called and get him in there.
Did you meet him afterward?
Yeah, briefly. I'd like to kind of a more thorough introduction, but I think he got the point.
How much of a spark do you think that fake punt gave you guys? Does everyone seem fired up after that?
Yeah, I think there's the momentum of it, and I think statistically, if you score on special teams, the probability of winning goes way up. So obviously, this season has not gone the way we wanted to, and we as special teams need to help out the offense and defense if there's struggles on either side of the ball, and to get something like that, I think is huge for the team.
How personally rewarding was this for you after the way the game ended in Washington last week?
Yeah, obviously it was a pretty brutal week for me personally after messing that up so bad in the Washington game, and we are a third of the team doing special teams, but you can't make mistakes like I made last week, and you can't get it back, and I think the only thing you can do is move forward like we did today, and it isn't perfect and it isn't exactly what we wanted, but ultimately all we can do is what we did today, and to get the win I think was big.
Take us through the forced fumble. Obviously, you're going down kick coverage, trying to make a play. Just how'd that sort of all play out?
Yeah, I don't know. Just kind of super lucky. Just put my arm out there, and luckily the ball came out. I'd like to say that I meant to do that, but officially I did mean to do that. But unofficially, I was just glad to see it out. And then I don't even know who got it. I think Homer got it, which was awesome because, again, like scoring on special teams, getting a turnover like that is huge.
How have you seen this team kind of respond? I mean, as you mentioned, the record isn't what you guys wanted to, and tough loss Monday. Now you got to come back 6 days later, basically, and play a hot team in the 49ers. I mean, what was the week of practice like and all that?
Yeah, I think nothing has really changed for us in terms of our effort week to week in practice, and it makes it a little bit. Obviously we have a chip on our shoulder. This season has not gone the way we wanted it to, but we know that we have the guys in the room to get it done, and it's easy to get up for a game like the 49ers, obviously. I think we have a lot of strong character on this team in terms of we've faced adversity, and, it hasn't exactly gone the way we wanted it to, and it's gone the other way a lot of years in this, organization, and I think we just wanted to put something out there that the fans could be proud of.
I know you're not directly involved with on the quarterback play, but what did you see from Russell during the week of practice that might have been different from the previous 2 or 3 weeks?
I think the thing with Russ that you see that is amazing is just the consistency of his preparation, and it's pretty unwavering from week to week. So to see differences, I don't know that I see differences. It's the same Russ you see every week, no matter what happened the week before, which is something you can really admire because you don't see that about a bunch of guys. I've played a decent amount of games, but it's hard to kind of stay consistent like that over the course of years, year after year after year, whether it's practice, meetings, all that stuff. So it's something I think we all look, he's someone we look to for, kind of that cornerstone of the program in terms of, prepping the same no matter what the record is and, leading us week to week.
What was the celebration like in the locker room?
It's always fun to beat them, obviously, and we've kind of had a rough go of it the last couple weeks. So I think there was a little bit of a relief to kind of finally, right the ship a little bit. Obviously, we're still not where we want to be, but to have the fan support we had tonight, based on what's happened in the last couple weeks, was amazing to see because a lot of places don't get that based on the record and all that, but. I think it was awesome to kind of have the support of our fans that's unwavering as well. So we had to kind of do it for them.
One more on the fake punt. Is that right that was something you guys saw on film study this week and just implemented for this game?
Yeah, I mean, it's something we kind of always talk about week to week, but it's just it's one of those things that we kind of needed a spark, and I think that. The look was there, so it's, might as well run it.
Does always have the green light on that, or is that just a case by week-to-week basis, whether he has that? Because that's not a situation we normally see that.
Right, it's kind of week to week, and like I said, obviously, he gets to call his own number, so of course he's going to call it, but it was like, it usually works in practice, and, what I've seen over the years of playing special teams, it tends to work more times than it doesn't. Obviously, if it doesn't work, it looks terrible, but I think it, Coach Izzo and Coach Tracy, it was awesome that, and, obviously Pete probably, gave it the green light and believes in us to execute it, and it worked better than I ever thought it could, so it was awesome to see.
Anything else? Thanks, Nick.
Yep, thank you guys.